And hello and welcome to this edition of Black Knights Weekly. Heath Trabue coming to you from the West Point Golf Course. We have a great show lined up for you. We'll meet with the women's cross-country team. Fred Thompson is in the coach's corner. Sophomore Tommy Jaeger will show us how to bend it like Beckham, and we'll preview the weekend ahead in Army athletics. But first, let's take a closer look at the West Point Golf Course. The West Point Golf Course was designed by renowned architect Robert Trent Jones and opened in 1946. The course plays to just over 6,000 yards and a par of 70. Army has hosted multiple Patriot League championships here, and the cross-country team also calls this piece of property home. Located between Stony Lonesome and Washington Gates, the West Point Golf Course is open for public play and features a short game practice facility that the Black Knights call home.
Seems like every year we think that we're not going to be able to replace the kids to graduation because of the contributions that they've made, and not only contributions athletically, but the kind of leadership that they provide. But the beauty of coaching at a place like West Point is there's no shortage of great leaders.
To see the freshmen and sophomore perform how they have and with such confidence has been really impressive. I think that especially people like Rachel King and Lindsay Gabeau for being walk-ons onto the team and being able to do as well as they have. Another just blessing that this team has had the past year.
This year has kind of exceeded our expectations, though. From a leadership standpoint, Mary Prakel has shown herself to be a phenomenal team captain and taken a very young team and built them into a really cohesive unit.
People who really just bond with the whole cross-country experience and take it to heart. You know, it's not just a sport that they come to every evening, you know, like it is for most people in high school. Like, this is a passion that people really take seriously, and I think that's been showing in our recent races.
We definitely got into the swing of things, and overall they and the older girls on the team have been extremely understanding, and that's definitely helped to ingratiate the younger girls into the team dynamic.
As a yuck, I'm the girl who still knows what it feels like to be a plebe, and so I can share my experiences with all the plebes, and because I had success as a plebe, I can kind of guide them and show them here's how to be successful as a plebe. And I think maybe the upperclassmen, the coaches, it's been a couple years since they've had that experience, so I can kind of bring in the plebes to the team.
Navy and the conference have been obviously important competitions for us year in and year out. This year in the preseason, in a meeting with the women, the group set a very high standard. They not only want to be competitive at the conference level, but they want to try to step up the game and raise it up a notch at the regional level.
Yeah, the last few weeks, top goal is beat Navy, definitely. I think that's pretty much everyone's top goal. I like to win Patriots, both as an individual and as a team, and it would be cool to get to compete at NCAA regionals.
Obviously, beating Navy and winning Patriots would be amazing, and I think that we all have the work ethic and the skill to do that.
Just for our team to perform, and I think that takes a lot of effort on the individual part as well. You know, people have to focus on their times, and so obviously I have my own personal times that I'm shooting for and places in big meets. But as long as we all have that, Patriot League, Navy, regional goals in mind, it kind of all leads towards the #1 spot.
On the other side of the break, I visit with the head coach of the women's soccer team here at West Point, Fred Thompson, and Tommy Jaeger shows us how to bend it like Beckham.
Army takes on Stony Brook on September 29th.
Coming up, Tommy Jaeger shows us how to bend a corner kick, but first, I change my shirt and tie and talk with the head coach of the women's soccer team, Fred Thompson. And now joined in the coach's corner by the head coach of the women's soccer team here at West Point, Fred Thompson. First off, Coach, it was kind of a tough situation to start out for you. You got named head coach, and then a month later you guys started with exhibition play and then got into the regular season. So not exactly the timeline I think that would be ideal, but what were kind of maybe some of the challenges of that, and how'd you kind of get around that?
Well, first of all, I don't know if there's an ideal timeline. It's a situation, it's an opportunity, and you take it. It's nothing more, nothing less than our cadets have to roll with every day. So it's just my job to hop in there, and do the best job I can. It did present some challenges. Obviously, it's a different situation here. Getting the team, and all of a sudden, the girls are still finishing up their leadership details, or they're in Beast, or they're finishing up Buckner. So rallying them, bringing them around, and getting them all on one page got to be a little bit of a challenge. But I think that's a challenge that we're going to have to deal with every summer anyway. So it's not that big an issue. The challenge really was putting it all together as far as, in a short period of time, getting a plan, as far as getting a new coaching staff, getting everybody on the same page, and how we're going to get this team directed in the right way to really compete to defend our Patriot League tournament championship. And I think that's what we're trying to do right now.
And you have the head coaching experience in the past also. Back in the days when you were a player on the Jamaican national team, 88 to 90. Just talk a little bit about, I guess, that experience, and you guys went through the World Cup qualifying, got the farthest that any Jamaican national team had gotten to that point.
Well, thanks for dating me again, but I appreciate that. It was quite an experience. I mean, obviously, where some of our experiences, and I learned a lot there. Had a lot of funny little experiences there. I mean, I remember I got off the plane. We got off the plane. We left a meeting, actually, in Baltimore. My roommate and I left a meeting, got on the plane, flew to Jamaica, got off the plane. It was night. Someone picked us up. Wasn't the coaches. Someone picked us up, took us to the hotel. We had probably an hour and a half to relax, and then we're going to a training session. Well, it happened that the room we're staying in was on the second floor, and the stairs were on the outside. And we had just gone through a grueling 9-month season, and we could barely walk. I mean, obviously that was what warm-ups were for, so you could all of a sudden start walking. So the coach comes to pick us up. He's staying at the bottom of the stairs. He's looking up, hey, got these 2 international players, here we go. And we literally get to the stairs. We can't walk down. We have to turn sideways. We're hanging on to the rail, inching down. And to the coach's credit, he did a great job of keeping a straight face and not saying, what have I done here? But obviously, once we got warmed up, it was fantastic. I learned a lot there. I learned a lot. I don't mind saying I was probably one of the least talented players on the field. But I was a mainstay. And again, as we try to teach players all the time, it's not totally about talent. You have to be smart. You have to use all your tools properly. And if you can do that and do it all as a unit, you're going to be successful, especially against more talented teams.
And lastly, you guys will host Columbia on Sunday before you get into Patriot League play again. You start 3 games on the road. First off, against Holy Cross. What's kind of the last thing you want to see from your team before you get into defending that Patriot League title?
Well, it's really a last challenge for the team. I mean, we've done a lot so far. We've played teams that we should have beaten, that we did. We played teams from big conferences that we surprised. We played teams from big conferences that we came close. We went out to California and really ramped up the speed of play, played really fast, played really quickly. I don't think anyone actually got to see those games, but we probably played our best soccer out there in California. Now we come back, we play a team in Columbia that's big, strong, physical, and very direct, so it's a totally different challenge again altogether. And so by the time we're through Columbia, we should have met up with all the different challenges that we can possibly meet up with in the Patriot League. And if we don't actually handle them now, at least have learned how to handle it when the Patriot League comes around. Then we'll go on the road and we'll get it started. It's a whole new season. Everything's ramped up a notch. It's going to be pretty exciting, and it looks like from the results that people are getting around the league, it's going to be pretty intense this year.
All right. Coach, thanks a lot for your time. Good luck.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Hey guys, I'm Tommy Jaeger. I play for the men's soccer team here at West Point. I'm a sophomore this year, and today I'm going to go ahead and teach you how to bend a corner kick. So after I grab the ball and head over to the corner, I take one look before I place the ball. I then set the ball down gently, come up, take another look, take a few steps back, take one more look, Inhale, exhale. As we're stepping to the ball, our plant foot is at about a 45-degree angle facing the field. And when you're actually hitting the ball with your kicking foot, you want to swing through, make sure you hit the center of the ball, whip your leg around, and make sure you hit it with enough pace so your teammates can finish it on the backside. And then go ahead and serve it. So if you follow all those steps, you should be able to bend a corner kick like Beckham, or as they say in Maryland, bend a corner kick like Russell Payne. Try and make it out to Clinton Field this year to watch the Army men's soccer team take on the Patriot League.
This is Scott Swanson, Director of Strength and Conditioning at West Point, with our training tip of the week. Remember, always consult your doctor before starting any exercise program. Did you know that exercise can help control stress? There are 4 ways exercise controls stress levels. First, it can help you feel less anxious. Second, exercise can relax you. Third, it can make you feel better about yourself. And fourth, exercise can make you eat better also. People who exercise regularly tend to eat a more healthy diet. And that is your training tip of the week.
Hey, I'm Lorraine.
And I'm Erin, and we're on the women's tennis team.
We're hosting the West Point Invitational this weekend at Malake Tennis Courts.
It's supposed to be great weather, so come out and show your support this Friday through Sunday.
Go Army Tennis!
Patriot League play is upon us. Here's your weekend preview. Starting off this weekend, it'll be the women's tennis team hosting the West Point Invitational. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Also on Friday, volleyball opens up against preseason favorite in the Patriot League American. Here's head coach Alma Cavacci on the start of Patriot League play.
We're looking forward to starting the season. It's finally great to be back in the routine of the Patriot League. Opening up with American Navy, it's challenging, but it will be rewarding because our team is ready for this. American is big in experience, and Navy is much improved. So we're looking forward to the start of the season and getting to American Navy and playing our own game.
A busy day Saturday sees 7 teams in action. Men's tennis will be at the USTA Invitational. The football team heads to North Carolina to take on Wake Forest at 12:30. The sprint football team will play Post University in the Allegiance Bowl at 1. Men's soccer begins Patriot League play at Holy Cross at 7 p.m. And a pair of squads take on Navy, with volleyball playing the Midshipmen at 8 p.m. and the men's golf team playing in the Star Match Saturday and Sunday at Ridgewood Country Club. Here's head coach Brian Watts.
This weekend we have the Army-Navy Star Match, and we've practiced really hard. We've tried to prepare ourselves the last couple of weeks with a lot of match play events and just putting these guys in different situations on the golf course and hopefully building their nerves up so they feel a little bit more comfortable coming into the weekend. But it's a unique format. We have 4 4-ball matches on Saturday and then 7 single matches on Sunday. And we're having the opportunity this year to play at Ridgewood Country Club, which has hosted several major events, the 1935 Ryder Cup, as well as other several Opens, and the 2008-2010 Barclays. So we feel very honored to have this opportunity each year to play Navy in the Star Match, and we're just looking forward to a great weekend and a lot of fun. And I know if our guys go down there and just play golf and not get too caught up in the emotion about playing Navy, it should be a great outcome.
Finally, Sunday we'll see the men's and women's tennis team wrap up their invitationals. Men's golf concludes their Star Match against Navy, and the women's soccer team will take on Columbia at 1 p.m. at Clinton Field. Here's head coach Fred Thompson.
Obviously, we've just come from California where they've played, and they've played very quickly. And although it's a challenge for us, I think we respond to that quite well. We're not a particularly big team, so set pieces here will be a good challenge for us, a good indication of some of the things we need to work on, especially getting prepared for the Navy game. You know, we know that Navy's going to be big. We know that Navy's going to send a lot of balls into the box on set pieces, and here's our chance to practice against a team that's going to be at least that size. So it's a good step for us. We like it. Now, obviously, we step into the Patriot League after that, and we have 3 games on the road. just simply put, we need to go out there and get results. It's great to finish up the Patriot League at home, but if you don't start off well, it almost doesn't really matter. So, like I said, we'll prep with this last game. We'll get everybody as healthy as possible. We'll go into Holy Cross and give it everything we have, and hopefully start off things on the right foot.
And that's your weekend preview. And that's all we have for you on this edition of Black Knights Weekly. Until next time, go Army, beat Navy.